So a common misunderstanding I keep hearing is that I'm trying to reject the theists bearing the burden of proof. But let me tell you what I actually stated.
Well, we're waiting.
I never stated that. So for this video, I'm responding to part 2 of this overall criticism, and I'm going to explain why this misunderstanding keeps popping up. In my original video, I tried to Steelman atheism and stated this: atheism is the default position. Theism introduces the claim that there are deities and must provide evidence to the atheist, since the theist has the burden of proof. This point is often misunderstood. My goal here for this part of the Steelman was to try to clarify how some atheists who claim they don't believe there is no God view the burden of proof between atheists and theists. Now, John Joe responded with this.
Yes, this is exactly it, and I don't see why you'd have a problem with that. We will be looking at the definition and who has the burden of proof as well, just to be clear.
So first of all, I don't have an issue with theists bearing the burden of proof. I never stated that, never taught that. But here's why the confusion comes from. A lot of people, especially in my earlier videos, either strawman my position or misunderstand what I'm actually saying based on some past theism versus atheism debate war. And it all started with this video right here. I have faith to believe in a God, but not enough faith to accept atheism. That's the one. After the video, I was told that you can't have faith in atheism, or that one cannot believe in it, and it snowballed from there. My bad. I just used Google and my Bible to say how one defines faith. To say, I don't have the confidence to accept the proposition that God exists is false. But apparently I can't say the word faith or belief with atheism unless it's followed by lack of or no. And I thought maybe I could show individuals. Maybe people are just willing to listen once you give them a rational argument. Aren't atheists telling me they're the most rational individuals? And that led to a series of videos where I tried to explain, where I expanded on morality, prayer, and a theological argument that still convinced me of a God. Why faith isn't just a religious concept. Showing why atheism is still a belief. This marvelous video where one who claims to be an atheist still chose that position. You can't keep saying atheism is defined as just the lack of belief in a God. There are other definitions, such as the belief there is no God. Oh, this very long video. They will obviously be eager to watch and see the history and logic I propose. Oh, these short videos, because people don't like long videos. But guess what? You have reasons for the position, and that's your burden of proof. That was a whole route. And then individuals are accusing me that I'm trying to shift the burden of proof. Now, no. This is basically a long process trying to show people that you can't say I'm using a word wrong if I define it differently from you, and that you can't keep monopolizing a word. I personally do not care how you define a word. You just can't say I'm wrong for not using your definitions. So yeah, I never stated that theists don't have the burden of proof. And I never said only atheists have it either. Let's clear it up right away. So here's why I disagree with John and others who hold this view. I don't believe the burden of proof is a one-sided process. Unless you want to say how I define burden of proof and how you define burden of proof are two different definitions. I state that both parties who make claims have a burden of proof. And even if you skip the last graphic of how one wants to define such words, there was a little inconsistency in his full position, which I recommend you can watch this full video, which shows how atheists could still have a burden of proof, which will be expanded on in later videos. Let's look at some of these definitions. According to Wikipedia, the burden of proof is the obligation on a party in a dispute to provide sufficient warrant for its position. Simple enough. If you think this definition is inaccurate, feel free to counter it, but don't fall into a genetic fallacy by dismissing it because it's from Wikipedia. Now let's take the Oxford English Dictionary. It says burden of proof is the obligation to prove a controversial assertion falling upon the person who makes it. Now the key word here is controversial, and that can refer to anything that generates public disagreement. Whether or not something is controversial depends on the context and it is kind of subjective. But overall, both of these definitions affirm that anyone making a claim has the burden of proof. So this isn't necessarily about which sides, it's about whoever is making an assertion, which both sides usually do in a discussion. And yes, asserting you lack the belief in X is asserting you lack the belief in X. And to be clear, my role in this Steelman argument was to restate a view held by the atheists who believe they don't have a burden of proof in their claim, that the theist only has the burden of proof, and they need to provide evidence to the atheist. That's basically a simple representation of it. But that doesn't mean I accept it if we only look at it from one direction. I disagree with the idea that only the theist has the burden of proof. It is a two-sided conversation, and if both parties are making claims, both parties have a burden of proof. So that's why I stand. What do you think? Do you think both parties in discussion share the burden of proof, or do you believe it's only for the theist? Now, you can let me know in the comment section below, but I have no problem hearing your thoughts unless you're trying to do ad homs or straw man or saying some irrelevant thoughts to the video, honestly. Anyway, if we want to dive deeper to this whole debate, I kind of have more videos breaking this down about what the burden of proof is a little bit. They're really short. You want to watch, you can. If not, You can click somewhere here, up here maybe. I'll put a little link right here in the black box maybe. I have no idea yet. But yeah, that's all I got for now. So if you're just watching this after I upload it, the next video might be up here, but the previous video should be here. But I have no idea how much sketch this out for the end screen, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, so you hit the like or dislike button somewhere depending on how you feel. But that's all I got. So take care, I guess. Cool.